Hello, FlossTube. This is Tina Frazier coming to you from Columbus, Ohio. Today is Monday, June 7th at approximately 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Coming to you today with a FlossTube update. For those of you that are new to my channel, my name is Tina. I'm in Ohio, and this is my channel where I talk about cross-stitching and diamond painting crafts, other crafts that I do, other hobbies I have, including ghost hunting and some other hobbies that I tend to partake in occasionally, and throw in a little bit of life updates here and there as warranted. And hopefully, if you come here for the first time, you find something here that you really like and that I've enabled you to branch out and try some new things, whether it be new things in cross-stitching or diamond painting or any other crafts that I happen to talk about, or any other hobbies that you might think sound interesting. So anyway, thank you for coming. Again, I welcome you here, and if you're a returning watcher, thank you very much for coming back. It's good to see you again. It's good to be around friends. And those of you that haven't already subscribed, I encourage you to hit the subscription button down below in the, below the video window, and click the notification bell to be notified when I upload new content. I try and record these videos about once every week, once every other week or so, depending on updates. Doesn't always happen. Sometimes my updates are a little few and far between. Like, it's been about 2 months since I've done a diamond painting video. I just haven't been diamond painting very much in the last couple of months. I've been focusing a lot more on cross-stitch projects, just because of some of the Facebook challenge groups and stuff that I'm in, and some other stuff happening in my life. But anyway, again, thank you for coming back, and thank you for watching. If you're a subscriber, thank you so much for your subscribing. I really appreciate the support, and I'm really glad that my friends keep coming back to watch. So thank you again. I am in the under 1,000 subs club for FlossTube, which means I don't have 1,000 subscribers yet on FlossTube, which is fine with me. I know that sometimes YouTube can take some liberties with people that have certain subscriber listings. I know they've been making some changes recently, and some of the channels have been changing some of their points of view on certain things in regards to monetizing their YouTube channel. I don't know if I'll ever monetize. It really depends on what YouTube decides to do. I know some channels are monetizing because they'd rather get the money, at least the little bit of money that they get from monetizing, rather than have YouTube just kind of, randomly take money from people watching ads on the YouTube content that they create. So I don't know if I'll ever get to that point. I'd really like to hit 1,000 subscribers, but I've got a long way to go. I'm in the 500 range or so, and I got a long way to go. But if you're here and you're new, tell me where you found me in the comments below. I'm really interested to know where my viewership comes from, and just let me know that you're here, and thank you for coming. I'm looking forward to sharing some info with you tonight. So tonight's video is mostly going to be about cross stitch. So a little nervous tonight. I'm wringing my hands a little below the video thing, so if you see the camera moving, that's probably why I'm kind of wringing my hands and playing with my fingers, because I'm a little nervous. I don't know why I'm nervous. This is my 115th FlossTube episode. I have about 60 some diamond painting episodes, so I've been around for a while. I've been around for a few years. Have a couple of other videos thrown in there in the mix, some interludes and stuff. So I don't know why I'm really nervous, but okay. So I'm coming to you tonight with a FlossTube update. So this is mostly pretty much everything in this video is about cross stitch. So I'm looking, if you see me looking down, I'm looking down at my FlossTube notes that I made for this video. So I'll be going over a little bit of life updates here in the beginning. I said my intro, I said my thank you. I'll be talking about some haul and happy mail that I got since the last video. I'll be talking about some June plans and showing some WIP updates and talking to you a little bit about some FlossTubers that I've been watching potentially, and some future plans. Not necessarily for the rest of June, but also about June plans and, some into the future. And just a couple other things thrown in there for good measure. So for the life updates, just wanted to let you know that work has kind of announced the return to the office schedule for our company here in town. And I really think that our department should be pretty much all work from home, which we are for the first few months. They may evaluate our work from home situation, in the next couple of months, depending on what the business needs are. But my team, in July, they will be bringing back 2 to 3 people from our team each week for in the office work. So my department has roughly about 12 people in it. So over the course of July, about 3 people a week are going to be in the office on staggered weeks. My first week back in the office since March of last year is going to be the 3rd week in July. So that's going to be July 19th. So between now and July 19th, it could be, I could be kind of more regular. This is, if you're wondering what this is, my, I lost the screw in my glasses. So this is just a paper clip holding my glasses together. So you'll see that. I hope it doesn't distract you. But yeah, I just also haven't really gone to the eye doctor. I actually need to go back because I'm due for another thing. I haven't had an eye exam in like 2 years. And I kind of need to get one kind of before we go back to the office. But anyway, I'm scheduled to go back into the office for my first week back in the week of July 19th. And then I'm back at home for a couple of weeks, and then I go back a week in August. So as of right now, that's the way it stands. I'm not sure what that means for my FlossTube and my stitching and everything like that, because it will mean, getting back into the swing of getting up a little earlier and getting ready to go to work and driving to work and then driving home and all that. So it's going to be a little different, I think. So other than that, I really don't have a lot of updates going on. One of the things I wanted to show you, June, those of you out there in the world know that June, pretty much internationally, is Pride Month. I'm an ally, so, and I'm still learning. I apologize if if I don't know everything I should know, but I'm an ally. I support all my friends and all those people out there that are in the LGBTQIA 2S+. I heard that term for the first time from Miss Slade Pages here on YouTube. She is in the LGBTQIA 2S+ community. She's a member of it. And she coined that term. She added the 2S+ to signify the people that are, the indigenous people that are two-spirited. That's what the 2S is, two-spirited. So I'm learning a lot of new things about Pride Week. And in May, I was on Facebook and I saw an ad for a Lego set that was coming out the 1st of June. So my husband and I went out this weekend and got me the Everyone is Awesome Lego set. Excuse me. And this is the Everyone is Awesome Lego set. So as you can see, it's the rainbow. I've also learned that the colors in the middle, from red to purple, are typically the traditional or the more common LGBTQIA 2S plus colors representation. The black and brown are people of color, and also the light blue, the white, and the pink represent transgender. So I am learning a bit more about the colors and what they signify. But the one thing that I was really happy with this set was, look at the hairstyles. All the different hairstyles on these, you guys. It is just amazing. So I put the set together on Saturday. We went on Friday night. As our Friday night out, we went over to the Easton Shopping Center, and they have a Lego store over there. And my husband had called and had one put on hold for me. He kind of wants a second set, but I got the Lego Pride set, and I actually kind of really like this. This is a pretty decent representation of what this month means and what it should mean all year long. It shouldn't just be the month of June for this. But as I said, I'm an ally. I still have a crap ton to learn, you guys. So a little bit about me, just so you'll know. I grew up, one of my uncles, one of my real dad's brothers, was gay. And when I was little, up until the age of about 3 or 4, my Uncle Richard, my mom and I would go visit my Uncle Richard, and I forget his partner's name back then, but we would go visit Uncle Richard and his partner, my other uncle. And I knew they lived together, and I knew they loved each other when I was little. But, when I was 2, 3, 4, I knew them as Uncle Richard and Uncle and Uncle. So, and that's how my family presented them to me. So, when I was a sophomore in college, my Uncle Richard had contracted AIDS and passed away. He had AIDS. I'm not sure exactly how long he'd had it, but he passed away when I was a sophomore in high school, or in college rather. Back in 1990, 1991, somewhere around there, is when he passed away. And he was my dad's youngest brother. My dad used to stand up for him, used to, support him when he was being bullied in school. My grandma, I heard stories like my grandma used to make him play with dolls because she always wanted a daughter, and she didn't have it. Well, my Uncle Richard wasn't the youngest because she had my Aunt Tammy a few years after she had Uncle Richard, so she finally got her girl. But she used to kind of make him play with dolls and stuff like that because she kind of really wanted a girl. But I know that's not how it happens. I know it's not a choice, and it's not necessarily how you're brought up and everything like that. It's how you are when you were born. So anyway, I knew Uncle Richard, and I knew, especially in junior high, in grade school and junior high and high school, I knew the difference, and I knew that Uncle Richard was gay, and I always talked about him because he was always fun. He was always nice to me, and I really liked my other uncle that he lived with. So, I used to talk about them growing up and find out how they're doing and stuff like that. But my Uncle Richard passed away when I was a sophomore in college. He died of AIDS. My dad was devastated because Uncle Richard was my dad's youngest brother. And I had some gay friends in high school. Of course, back in the 80s, you didn't really come out necessarily that you were, gay. But I had a lot of friends in high school that hung out and did things together. And I didn't date in high school. I kind of wanted to date But, I was too involved, too much, I was having too much fun doing my own things. I'm going to go ahead and set this down so I can kind of get it out of my way, but I will put it here. Actually, I'm going to stick it back up here. There we go. So when I was in high school, I didn't really want to date. I was having too much fun doing other things. But, I was straight. I still am straight. But when I was a sophomore in college, in high school, I went to a 6-year college prep high school out in California, Whitney High School. For those of you that are out in the Southern California area, you might know of Whitney High School. Yes, I graduated from Whitney. I was class of 1989. It was a hard 6-year high school. I started there in 7th grade and I graduated from there. You had to be invited to take the entrance test to get into the high school, and you had to pass the entrance test with an 80% or higher in order to be invited to enroll in the high school. So A, you had to be invited to take the test, and B, you had to pass the test to be invited to enroll. So when I was in 6th grade, I took the test. I was one of, I think, 6 people from my grade school that went to Whitney in 7th grade. Quite a few of them dropped out. There was only 4 of us in my grade school that graduated from Whitney after the 6 years. But it was a lot of fun. It was hard work, really hard work. I had 4 or 5 hours of homework every night. I played sports. I went to dances. I did all kinds of stuff like that. But had quite a few friends that, they were just like brothers and sisters to me. And I didn't care. They were fun to hang out with. I had a blast. So in our high school, because of the way our high school was, you had seniors hanging out with 7th graders and whatnot. Well, my senior year, I had this little brother. His name was Santiago, and he was a freshman my senior year, and he was always hanging around me. He was like my shadow, and it was fun because he was cute. He was a little cute kid, kind of Mexican Latino kid. He was really cute. Great dancer. So we, at school dances and stuff, we were always kind of dancing together and just having fun. He was a great dresser. He knew how to, he could put an outfit together like nobody's business. But he was always having issues dating. So when I went away to college my freshman year, he called me up late one night, a few months into the semester. It was probably October, November-ish when he called me up. And he was real quiet. And, keep in mind, he was a sophomore in high school. I'm, freshman in college. And I'm half a country away because I grew up in California. And I went to school in Wyoming, which is the state north of Colorado. I went to the University of Wyoming. So I was sitting in my dorm room and he called me late one night. It was probably 11 or midnight my time. And he was real quiet. And I hadn't heard from him in a little bit. And he was really quiet. And the first thing he said to me was, I kind of don't really know how to tell you what I'm going to try to tell you right now. And I stopped. And I was like, honey, I don't care. I don't like you for who you go out with. I don't like you for who you fall in love with. I like you because you have the funniest personality and you're like my little brother. I love you for being you. So I don't care what you're going to tell me. It's not going to change the fact that you're my friend and that I love you like my brother and that I'll always be here for you. And he goes, and he started to cry. And he's like, you're the first person that's ever said that to me out of the people that I wanted to tell. And I was like, honey, if I was there with you, I'd be hugging you and we'd be like just kind of hanging out, and just kind of being there for each other. But I said, I don't care who you sleep with. I don't care who you kiss. I I don't care who you love, just as long as they love you and they treat you like you deserve. Love is love, and that's really the way it should be. He goes, so you know what I'm about to tell you? And I was like, yeah, so what's his name? And he just started to laugh. So he's like, well, I've been going to this group. I was like, so tell me all about it. So we had a 3-hour conversation that night. So that was the first friend of mine that kind of ever really came out to me. He did it over the phone. And that summer, we had so much fun together. He was my little brother. He was going to be a junior in high school. He was just figuring his way around. He had found a support group at some point in this period of his life, and they were doing events in the summer, and he would take me with him. It was a lot of fun. Okay, it was kind of fun, because I'd walk in the room and he'd introduce me, and then some of his friends would be like, oh, and then some of his female friends would be like, oh, and then he'd say, well, she's straight, and his the females in the group would be like, oh, and the males would be like, hey, come here, and we'd get into discussion groups about stuff. It was a lot of fun. So we had a blast. We hung out, and he was my little brother. I mean, I think quite a few people in high school thought that maybe we were dating just because he was always around me. We were, he was always hugging me. He was always playing with my hair. He was my little brother, and loved him for it. And unfortunately, a year or two later, I lost contact with him, and so I don't even know where he's at, what he's doing, if he's even still around. So I really wish I could get back in contact with him because I really miss him. He was like my little brother. I had a couple other friends over the years come out to me. A really good friend of mine here in Columbus, her daughter got in contact with me because I knew her mom. Her daughter got in contact with me, and I knew her dad too. And she confided in me one night that she wasn't sure how to approach her mom. And I talked to her for several nights over the span of about a month. And I told her, I said, listen, I think your mom is going to be a little more receptive to it than I think your dad's going to be. I don't know how your dad's going to take it, so I would probably tell your mom first and kind of see how it goes. Because she was still living at home, she was in college or, in high school, still living at home, and she'd be living at home for a few months into college because she wasn't going to stay in the dorms in college. She was going to stay at home and commute. But she wasn't really sure how to come out to her mom. And I knew her mom I thought I knew her mom pretty well. And I said, well, I can't 100% for sure say that your mom's going to take it 100% positive and be so supportive. But I think your mom will listen to you. And your mom will help you talk to your dad. So she came out to her mom. And I'm so happy that my friend, her mom, was so supportive of her, and still is, to this day. She has since, dated both, so she's bi, but she had a live-in girlfriend for a while. Her and her girlfriend moved in together, and they got engaged. And then the girlfriend, the relationship just kind of started to fall apart because the girlfriend was a little more needy in a way. She needed more from a relationship than a typical, give and take relationship would need or included. And they just realized that it wouldn't work between them, so they split up. But they were engaged for a little while. And my friend and her daughter, they're so happy. The dad took it better than I thought he would. So anyway, just little of my experiences with that. So I've always been supportive. I've always told people that if if they aren't getting the support that they need with the people around them, that I will be their mom and they can come stay with us and I will help them any way they can. That's just how I feel. It's based on my experiences because, you know, love is love. As long as they're doing it for the right reasons, and they're treating each other the way they need to be treated, the way they deserve to be treated. Yeah, love is love. So, you know, and here in our new neighborhood, you know, we know quite a few people in the LGBTQIA2S+ community, and it's just great. So, anyway, that is why I've always been an ally. I've always been a supporter. I still have a lot to learn, and I know that I do. Like, I don't know all the different colors of all the different flags. I don't know what all the different flags symbolize. I still don't know. I have a lot to learn, and I'm learning a bunch of new stuff even this year. I'm starting to you know, pay a little more attention to things that go around and stuff like that, and things that I might say or do. But again, I still have a lot to learn, but I'm supportive, and I hope that I'm supportive in the right ways to the people that need it. So if you're out there and maybe you don't have an ear, maybe the people in your family don't quite understand, I hope you can find somebody like me. I hope I'm enough support that you can kind of take it from there. I do like to give hugs. I know with the pandemic and everything, I'd be one of those people out there, free mama hugs. So yeah, I'm that too. And so I hope this month just kind of makes you feel welcome, and everybody is welcome here on my channel. If you kind of disagree with that, I'm really kind of sad that you would disagree like that. But I mean, everybody has to live their life. Everybody has to, you know, kind of deal with their own views on that. I just hope that you understand that I'm all about including everybody. And if that's not for you, maybe you can listen and learn something. And if you find that you just can't get past that, well, I welcome you to say your goodbyes and not come back. But this is, you know, this is my channel. It's about everything. You know, Black Lives Matter, science is real, love is love, everybody's human, all that stuff. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. So now you know a little bit about some of my background and whatnot. And the Lego Everyone is Awesome set, I really like it a lot. And I will kind of talk to you a little bit about some plans. Actually, I kind of want to talk to you about a couple of things. So in my last video, I had mentioned the Transtastic cell, which is the do I have it on here? No. The Transtastic cell, which is the hold on just a minute. So this is going to be a little bit of a long video, and I apologize for that, but you know, it could be kind of happy. There we go. So this is the digital downloads, the Trans Pride Tapestry pattern from D's 20 Stitches. This was a design. This was a design by Carrie Nakken, Karinakken. So here we go. Okay. It's going to take just a minute. Beep, beep. All right, PDF viewer. So this Trans Pride Tapestry pattern, this is the pattern. So this unicorn is representative of transgendered identified people. I don't know if I just said that right. I'm sorry if I offended. I'm sorry if I got that wrong. Please advise me down below. But this, the proceeds from the sale of this pattern through the month of June will go to several different organizations that support transgender issues. Again, the original art was by Carrie Knockin. The pattern is by D20 at D's 20 Stitches. And it's the Trans Pride Tapestry. It was based off of the artwork by Carrie Knockin, Karinakken. I went ahead and purchased the chart. I don't, Michelle Bendy Stitchy and Mislaid Pages here on YouTube. Michelle Bendy Stitchy, you know her. You probably know her. They are doing the Trans-tastic Sal, hashtag Trans-tastic Sal, with this pattern this month. I don't know if I'll get to stitching this pattern. I did purchase it. So they are doing the stitch along for that this month. So you can probably search the hashtag Trans-tastic Sal to find out more information about that. Another pattern that I purchased that was also identified by Mislaid Pages here on YouTube. She's a member of the LGBTQIA 2S+ community. She indicated that Ink Circles also has a chart, and I will turn it this way. There we go. Ink Circles also has a chart called Relentless. It says Love and Let Love. You can buy this at inkcircles.com, but this is the Relentless chart. Mislaid Pages is doing a sale for this as well. And these are all in rainbow colors, and you can see the different gender identities up here. So they are doing, Ink Circles is also doing a donation to several charities that support LGBTQIA 2S+ people here, you know, well, wherever they can donate to, with the sale of the Relentless thing. And Mislaid Pages is also stitching on that this month. I also purchased Relentless. That's how I have the pattern. Again, I don't know that I'm necessarily going to start it this month, but my goal is to stitch it, probably, hopefully, getting some of the Dinky Dice floss that Mislaid Pages is using in hers. There's another one called the Twisted Rainbow pattern. You've probably seen quite a few people stitching on that too. Mislaid Pages is offering a kit with the Twisted Rainbow pattern and the Dinky Dice floss for the Twisted Rainbow pattern on her Etsy shop. So if you go to Mislaid Pages here on YouTube, she'll talk a little bit more about it, but she is offering that on her Etsy shop, and you can go there and purchase the kit. I think with the pattern and the Dinky Dice flosses, it runs like $100, because the floss pack for it's like $85. It's a little spendy, but I've been thinking about getting some of the Dinky Dice flosses just to do the Ink Circles Relentless, much like Mislaid Pages. So that is some stuff that I picked up, some June haul that I've picked up in the last week since I talked to you last. But anyway, that kind of ties into this month and June plans and whatnot. So I do have those two patterns. Again, I don't know if I will start them this month. I probably won't, because I don't have any fabric picked out for either one of them. And I don't have any of the flosses that I think I might want to do them. But I do have them, and hopefully they'll be a start this year. Because it's going to be kind of my intention to use them to remind myself that I have a lot to learn. And I have a long way to go. Even to be a proper ally, I have a long way to go. So anyway, that's that, and we will actually get into some new stuff. So I wanted to show a couple magazines that came in the mail. I actually recently subscribed to Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. I originally wasn't going to subscribe, but a couple of the issues earlier this year really kind of struck my fancy, and so I subscribed. I got my first issue of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. This is the first subscription issue that I have. It's not the first copy, but with the print subscription of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine, you can go and download all the previous past issues of the magazine. So I now have digital copies of all the magazines, of all the issues since this magazine started. I actually had some information about Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine that I wanted to pass on. So the current price for a 1-year subscription, which is published quarterly, is $39. Print subscriptions are only available in the US. But anyway, so I had Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher, the owner and editor of the magazine, has put out a FlossTube video kind of explaining how she got started in publishing the magazine. And she does it all herself with the help of her husband, and I think she has another friend that helps her out with editing and whatnot. But her and her husband put this magazine out, and it's been gaining popularity, like more and more and more and more popularity. You'll see patterns in here from Lindy Stitches. Vanna the Twisted Stitcher does finishing tutorials for the magazine. Stitching with the Housewives, Priscilla and Chelsea from Stitching with the Housewives, they publish designs in here. There's all kinds of things that you will find in this neat little magazine. And they do have Punch Needle. And so the funny thing is I've been considering trying Punch Needle again. I tried Punch Needle probably about 10 or 12 years ago. Didn't think I was really going to get into it. But I'm not going to do a flip through of the Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. But one of the pieces I thought was really cute was this nautical home. Look at that crab in the middle of the O. And there's some other cute things in here that I might actually end up stitching. Yeah, so I don't know. And there's some Punch Needle things in here that might be kind of fun to do. So, yep, I got my first subscription issue of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. And then the next issue of The World of Cross Stitching came in this week, and it has Wallace and Gromit. Wallace and Gromit on here. I've played a couple of Wallace and Gromit video games. I think they're funny. And we watched a couple of Wallace and Gromit movies. My husband likes Wallace and Gromit. He and his brothers kind of grew up on them. So there's the Wallace and Gromit thing in here. Again, I'm not going to do a complete flip through because other people, you can find flip throughs of the World of Cross Stitching magazine on other YouTube channels. But there's a set of 3 patterns in here from Alyssa Westhoek, Westhoek, in here that are really cute. It's called Spelling Practice, and it's Wizard in Training, I'm a Little Bit Magic, and Witch in Training. And I thought these were so cute. I think they would be really cute. So I might actually end up stitching those at some point. They have some neat little like summertime type of motifs that you could stitch. Inspired by summer music festivals. They have some really pretty flowers in here. Clown alphabet, if you like clowns. Just some really neat things in this episode. But yeah, my favorite pattern in here is probably the Wallace and Gromit. Well done, Gromit. So yeah, and the Wallace and Gromit is actually a full coverage piece. The background though, like the background, the wallpaper, is done in single strand full cross and half cross. So yeah, even though it's full coverage, the background would probably stitch up pretty quick. But yeah, so yeah, cute little issue of the World of Cross Stitching. And the kit that came with the World of Cross Stitching is this little Country Companions kit. Look at him, he's so cute. So yeah, there's that. All right. One of the other things that came in, it is after the 5th of the month, so I can share my GaRon Tottenbags, Grime Guard of the month. It matches the project bag, has all different kinds of encouraging sayings on it. Be positive, goals, dream, you know, that kind of thing. So, yep. And it still smells awesome. Again, I get the 11 by 11 grime guards. You can see they put tags on their grime guards that show the size. And you can get them. You can go to Facebook, GaRon Tottenbags, or look them up, GaRon Tottenbags. GaRon Tottenbags. I think it's GaRon Tottenbags. They're in Florida. Gary and Ronnie are really nice. So look them up. Okay, so I have to actually do this part again because my recording cut out and I didn't realize it. Also, this month I got my, this last week, I got my Crazy Annie's Fabric of the Month Club for April came in. I got color and cotton. I'm in the color and cotton hand-dyed fabric of the month club. I get 36 count Edinburgh, and this month's color, or April's color, is called Acid Wash. And it is a kind of a bright sky blue. It's brighter than in the video, because again my video camera washes things out, but it's a bright blue. Yeah, kind of like that. It's kind of like that, not as gray, but yeah. So I have a 36 piece of 36 count, and this is the piece. You can see the modeling on it. So this came in the mail this past week. And this is called Acid Wash by Color and Cotton. So I got that in this week, much to my happiness. My fabric stash keeps growing, so that is a good thing. All right. So then this weekend, I was on Lindy Stitch's website. Something I had seen a Facebook post or something, or maybe it was an email. It was Lindy Stitch's email about some new things that came up in her shop that she had posted in her shop. And one of them was a kind of a grouping of items that went along with a new pattern that she was selling. So it came with a bag, a project bag. That was really cute, and you know, you could get the fabric and the floss. So it was a little spendy, but I went ahead and got it because it came with the project bag and there wasn't very many left, and it came today. Lindy Stitches, her name just kind of completely escaped me. Her name isn't Lindy. I don't know why I can't remember her name, but she draws on all her packages. Look at her artwork. That just makes me laugh. So my order came today. Haven't opened it yet. So I'm excited to get into this. I have been chomping at the bit all evening to get into this with you. So we shall. These scissors aren't the greatest, so I'm going to have to switch scissors. These scissors are much better. Yep. There we go. This is so cool. Oh my goodness. And it's packaged in the bag. This is so cool. Okay, you guys. So this is from Lindy Stitches. Her name just completely escapes me. So, you guys, Here's the project bag. Look at the whales. It's whales, you guys. All right, so I have to say, this is my first project bag from this person. This is my first project bag that I own that is a vinyl front. So it has a vinyl front. You'll see everything in here. Oh my goodness, this is so cool. Look at the whales. And it has green polka dot on the inside. You have the option of choosing orange or green. And just looking at the website, the orange I guess would kind of match here. I kind of went with the green because I liked it a little better. I don't know. I liked the thing a little better. But this is my first project bag. And so you get the whole, you get the whole kit. You can see the fabric and the floss and everything in there. So I ordered it. Oh, it's got an octopus, a little octopus charm on it to match the octopi on the thing. It has sharks and fish, little green fish, little orange fish, octopi, a jellyfish. I think that's a jellyfish. A whale, a couple whales. I think that's a right whale. Shark. A couple of sharks. This bag is from the 80s Stitcher. The 80s Stitcher. So that's really cool. So I'm going to open it up. And so in the kit that you can order, oh my god. So Lindy Stitches also put in 2 pieces of pineapple candy. So that's really cool. Yay, candy. Oh, and she put in some Note Pals sticky tabs. These are really cute. I have a bunch of these for my planner. So they're like mermaids and whales, narwhals. Look at the narwhal. Oh my god, look at the narwhal. Starfishes, jellyfishes. Yeah, cute. Seashells, mermaids. Yay! So that'll be fun. Stephanie is her name. Stephanie is her name. She also sends this little postcard out. It's this little free mouse pattern. This is the second one that I've gotten from her. Really cute. Hope I didn't show the pattern on that. But this is a free little pattern that she sends out called Before the Ball. Little mouse, really cute. And then she includes this little sticker that you can put on the back of your piece when you're done with it, like in the frame or however you finish it. You can attach the sticker to your piece. It says title, stitch by, date, and special notes. Or you can use it in your log for your diamond painting kits. So let me get into the pattern first. So this was a 2-part pattern. This one is called the Saltwater Scrapbook. So this is a pattern designed by both the Blue Flower and Lindy Stitches. Came in 2 parts. It's called the Saltwater Scrapbook. Part 1 is by the Blue Flower, Janine McGowan from the Blue Flower, designed part 1. And it's a set that you can stitch all 9 motifs in one big piece, which is how I'm going to stitch it. So part 1 has the sailor squirrels, rats, ice cream. So this part 1 was done by the Janine McGowan of the Blue Flower. This is a saltwater scrapbook. So you can see the octopus. Then you can see, I think, is that a cat? A dog? And a person jumping off a pier with a pelican right here. Jumping off a pier with her dog. And then I love to be by the sea. It's a little mermaid and some seahorses. I love to be by the sea. And then part 2 is designed by Lindy Stitches, Steph of Lindy Stitches. She designed part 2. And part 2 is a boat. It has a boat. It has some fish with some fish hooks and a turtle and a hammerhead shark. Part 3 has an octopus with an anchor. The 4th square is some seagulls. And the 5th square is a pirate with a parrot. So this was Lindy Stitches' contribution to the piece. of Saltwater Scrapbook. This is Saltwater Scrapbook Part 2. And here is the full piece that you can stitch them all together. So this is seeing this piece was what prompted me to order this kit. I thought it was really cute. I don't really have anything nautical, and it seemed kind of whimsy and fun. And I've been kind of really enjoying Lindy Stitch's patterns recently. So I decided that, you know, if I'm going to get it, I'm going to get everything to stitch the big one. So I also ordered the fabric. The fabric is by Fabrics by Stephanie, which is actually my first Fabrics by Stephanie piece of linen. I got a piece of 40 count linen, an 18 by 26 piece of 40 count linen. Doesn't say what color this is. Does it say? Okay, Silver Mist. It's Silver Mist Fabrics by Stephanie. 40 count linen. Okay. And this one is kind of a blue-green. A gray blue-green. So yeah. I mean, it's kind of true to color. You can, well, getting up closer, you're not going to be able to see the green in it, but there's a lot more green in it than it shows up on there. So yeah, I got the linen, 40 count. And I honestly think this might be my first 40 count. No, it's not my first 40 count piece. So anyway, this is my first Fabrics by Stephanie piece of fabric, though. So I got that for this. And you can buy this kit all together like this. I don't know, she might be sold out of this one now, though, because of the project bags and whatnot. And then you can also get the floss. Unfortunately, well, anyway, the floss kit the floss bundle that you can buy are all Weeks Dye Works. She offers this as a kit, so I will actually open this up and show you the different colors that come in here. But I'm probably going to use the 40 count linen and do the big piece on 40 count. It says 40 count Silver Mist linen by Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie, used for the individual models. So these individual pieces were stitched on the 40 count, but I am going to stitch it, the big piece, all in one. And she bundles these up really nice. So yep. So for the Weeks Dye Works colors, we have Sand Castle, which is kind of a brownish. You're not going to be able to see that, but it's a brownish tan, like a gold tan sand color. Has some nice variegation. We have this one is called Bark. It's a very deep green. This one is called Bright Leaf. It's kind of a brown gold, Bright Leaf. Then we have Twilight. We have Cadet. And then we have Red Rocks, which is a nice kind of brick red. So, yep, we have the floss colors to go with it. It uses both Weeks Dye Works and DMC flosses. For part 1, it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 DMC colors. They also give the DMC substitutes for the Weeks Dye Works if you don't want to use Weeks. just kind of wanted to take a look. These are so cute. Yep. So there we have it. I'm gonna get this back in. I'm so excited for this though. I was actually really waiting for this to come. So I have the saltwater scrapbook, parts 1 and 2. I have the Fabrics by Stephanie 40 count Silver Mist linen, and I have the Weeks Dye Works flosses for it, the finishing sticker, and the little postcard with the mouse pattern. And I have my first vinyl front project bag. I'm really excited for this. Everything's gonna fit really nicely in this. So I'm really excited to potentially get started on this. I don't know when I plan on getting started on this, but it'll probably be, it might be before the end of the year. I don't know. We shall see. But it is going to stay in the 80s Stitcher nautical project bag with the whales and the octopi and the jellyfish and the fish and the seaweed. So there you go. The Blue Flower and Lindy Stitches Saltwater Scrapbook, parts 1 and 2. Mostly kitted up, ready to go. And that's what came today. Alright, so that's it for my stuff. Yay, that's it for everything that I have. I did the Grime Guards, patterns, kits. June plans. Alright, so WIPGO for the month of June. I don't know if I had this in my last video or not. The WIPGO for the month of June. The 2 squares that were called was square 1 and square 17, which are up here and right here. So my square 1 is Faces of Fairy 135 diamond painting. I need a page finished. So I didn't bring that down here with me because it was a little too wieldy to bring down with everything else that I'm working on. But I plan on getting that started or getting that finished at least some this month. I will show you what it is. It is a Heaven and Earth Designs cross stitch pattern that I am actually converting into diamond painting. I have stitched it. Hold on just a second. So I wanted to show you, I have stitched the Faces of Fairy 135. It's a Heaven and Earth Designs pattern. This is my stitch version of it. And I can't tell what year it was that I finished stitching it. But this is the stitch piece of the Faces of Fairy 135. This is by Jasmine Beckett Griffith. And you can see the snowflakes and everything in there. You might be able to see the 032 blending filaments. But yeah. Jasmine Beckett Griffith, Faces of Fairy 135. I have stitched this. This was done 2/1 tent on a piece of 28 count mushroom Lugana, or not mushroom even weave from a box craft store, a big box craft store. So you can see that I have finished the stitching. I am doing the diamond painting version of it. I took my Heaven and Earth Designs pattern and I'm using the pattern in Pattern Keeper to diamond paint. I ordered a blank canvas and all the drills based off of the PDF pattern. So this is Faces of Fairy 135 artwork by Jasmine Beckett Griffith. You can see she's really cute. Look at those big eyes. I love her. Loved stitching this. This was so fun. This was actually the first Heaven and Earth Designs finish that I ever had. Anyway, so I have, let me leave it zoomed out. So you can see here, maybe not. So you can see here, the diamond painting, I have this eye done. So it would be this eye up here. I have the hair and the top of the eye done. And the eyebrow. You can see her eyebrow. Maybe not. You can see her eyebrow there. So in the diamond painting, I have that much done. So these lines, these big lines here, signify a page. So I actually need to do a page finish on this. There is 6 pages. So you can see there's 6 pages. 2 full pages and 4 partial pages. So I need to finish this page. So I have a few more rows and columns to do to finish the page for the diamond painting. So that is one of my WIPGO goals, to do that. But anyway, when I get the diamond painting done, I'm going to compare the stitched version to Faces of Fairy 135 with the diamond painting of Faces of Fairy 135. My camera isn't going to show you, it looks way washed out, but yeah, you can see the snowflakes pretty well. Those are snowflakes. So really like this piece. It is, because I used 2 strands over 2 or 2 strands over 1, it is pretty thick. But yeah, I really like this piece. And yeah. So I really like Jasmine Beckett Griffith artwork. So that is Faces of Fairy 135. And then my second square on this is 500 stitches on a Glendon Place project. I haven't 100% decided what Glendon Place project I'm going to start for this. I thought about doing Pumpkin Swirl or Fudgy Mint Mousse. I don't have them down here. I think I'm leaning more towards Fudgy Mint Mousse because I do have the Dinky Dyes floss and the fabric for both. But I think I'm leaning more towards Fudgy Mint Mousse. Just because. So that would be my plans for that. For June, one of the things I'm doing offhand is I'm watching the Women's College World Series of softball. Tonight they had the third as if necessary game to determine who's going to play for the championship starting tomorrow night. Championship is going to be between Florida State and Oklahoma. So the next 2, possibly 3 nights that we'll play for the championship, it's going to be Oklahoma versus Florida State. I was really hoping for James Madison to go to the finals, but they lost again. They lost again today. Anyway, so for Semi-Sane Pursuit, I am participating in the Stitch 'em All Pursuit for Semi-Sane Stitchers. So we have the Semi-Sane Pursuit board. That's kind of where I am at. In order to get your colored hearts for the square, you have to stitch 200 stitches on these groupings of whips that you have, and answer a trivia question. The trivia questions have been hard. This is the 3rd one I'm attempting, and I haven't answered any of them correct yet. So yeah, it's pretty hard. It's pretty fun. I'm enjoying it. I'm getting a lot of progress done because of it, and I will be showing you that here pretty soon. Then we have the 24 hours of cross stitch. The June acrostic is keep it in a jar or throw them out. This is in regards to your orts. I keep my orts in a jar. So here are some projects that I have put in here. The Enchanted Pumpkin, I have to finish the stitching. That's one of my WIPGO goals. Ink Circles Relentless, I kind of put on here in case I wanted to start it this month for Pride. I talked about that earlier. Then we have the J is Japanese. Blossom Blade, that is my focus piece for Magical Stitches, my full coverage focus piece for Magical Stitches. I actually pulled it out. I will be showing you that here in a minute. I actually finished that already. 1,000 stitches, 1,000 tent stitches. I actually put in almost 1,800 tent stitches in her so far this month. And then Amid Amish Life is A, and R is the Jackalopian Tapestry that I got from Lindy Stitches that I showed you last time. The Jackalopian Tapestry. I am in a new group called Cross Stitch Camp. Reflections Framing and Stitching. I forget her name. She does a knit-along camp every year, and she decided to do a cross-stitch camp this year. And the month of June is stitch on a start and finish the stitching on a project that you were inspired by somebody else. So Sprinklestein Stitches had shown it on their channel, and it was a Jackalopian tapestry by Lindy Stitches. So I purchased it. I showed it to you on a previous FlossTube thing. That was my chosen piece for camp. I was going to start it and finish it. I have not yet started it. We are the 7th day into the month, and I haven't yet started it. I thought I was going to participate and be active in cross-stitch camp, but I got working on my full coverage piece, Blossom Blade, the beginning of the month. And I was really enjoying working on it. I haven't worked on it in a while. So, anyway, I don't know if I'll pick up a Jackalopian tapestry and start it or not. Haven't decided. Magazine Monthly Challenge. The theme this month is summer, and the acrostic is swim. I have not yet decided if I'm going to do a magazine piece for the theme or what pieces are going to fit into the acrostic swim. So I do not know what's going on there. Those there. 24 hours. Cross. And then the Creatively Crafting June Stitchy Mission. So the June Stitchy Mission this month, the number of stitches is 3,500. 3,500. I am at least 1,700 into stitching for the month. The June Stitcho, I have only filled out 2 of the boxes, and then here's my WIPGO board. I have Blossom Blade, Amidabish Life, Jackalope Tapestry, Enchanted Pumpkin. These are all just WIPGO, traditional WIPGO pieces. So I'm just going to try and focus on this month. And then we get to enter stuff for points at the end. And that is it for me for June plans. So my plans for June are going to be to focus on WIPGO and probably some full coverage, because I have some, I tried something with my full coverage piece, Blossom Blade by Charting Creations this month, that I think I'm going to utilize for all my full coverage pieces going forward. And I have to get that back in there. So let me get on to the whips. So for the end of May, those of you that watched my May video know that I was working on my Floral Totoro for I had to get 500 stitches on Floral Totoro, and I did that. I think I ended up with like 530 stitches. So where I was last time, I only had part of the head done. I didn't have the ears done. I still don't have this ear completely done, but I have a lot more of it filled in. And there's 530 stitches in the Floral Totoro. Now you can see both his eyes, and this is his mouth. So now you can kind of get an idea of what he's gonna be like. This is the GaRon Tottenbags Grime Guard from May. Very bright. I put it on here because I figured it would go really well. But yeah, this is just on white even weave that I picked up from a big box craft store. But this is Floral Totoro, and this is my Totoro needle minder. So yeah, this is his mouth and his 2 eyes. they are not stitched. So yeah, it's 530 stitches in there for that. So this actually got a WIPGO square completed. You can see my super fancy project bag, big 2-gallon Ziploc baggie. You can find the 2-gallon Ziploc bags at grocery stores in the baggie aisle where they sell the, you know, snack bags and lunch bags and trash bags and stuff like that. You can get the large 2-gallon Ziploc bags there for your projects. All right, so I did the floral Totoro, and then I needed to put 500 stitches. Is that a WIPGO? Yep. So the other square for me was work on a piece, new or WIP with fancy floss or silks for May, 500 stitches or 1,010. I decided to pull out a hands-on design piece that uses sulky threads because I wanted something that would stitch up pretty quick. Sulky threads, you only use one strand because it's the 12 weight petites, and they have basically the same amount of coverage as 2 strands of DMC. So I picked out Cool Yule by Hands-On Design. Have a Cool Yule by Hands-On Design. I am stitching this on 32 count chalkboard linen. It's 32 count chalkboard linen, so it's like a dark gray with a hint of green, and that is just over 500 stitches for the banner. So I was able to finish that in a day, actually. But I started it late one night. After I completed my 500 on Totoro one night, I started this and finished it the next day. So I did 486 stitches on the 30th on this, and 42 stitches the night of the 29th. Oh, excuse me. So on the 29th and 30th, I got the 500 stitches in. So now I just have the bottom and whatnot, but it's real fast stitch. But you can see that's only one strand of the sulky, and it has really good coverage. And that's 3 colors of sulky in there. And there's only 3 colors of sulky used in the whole piece. So for the sulky threads, we have, this one is 1039. This is red. This one is 1332, which is kind of a lime green, 1332. And this one is 1071. This is a cream color, like a beige. So you have the sulky threads, and you only use, these are 12 weight flosses, and you only use one strand of these when you're stitching. So I decided that this was going to be my fancy floss piece because I wanted something that would stitch up really quick. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to finish the stitching on this like soon. I'm going to be using this as a kind of a filler piece. I may be taking this to work with me when I go back to work in July, because I can take it with me and it's pretty small. So I have something to work on at lunch, but cool Yule. So I did the 500 stitches on that for my WIPGO board at the end of May. So that was good. And then the last day in May, May 31st, was the Memorial Day holiday for everybody in the United States. So it was a day off. Monday was a day off. And I picked up my full coverage piece, Charting Creations Blossom Blade. Let me show you the let me show you the PDF mock-up of Blossom Blade. This is Blossom Blade by Charting Creations. Okay. And I will show you the picture of where I was at hopefully. When I started Blossom Blade, is it even on here? Yes. So where I was on Blossom Blade, I had started up here in this corner, which you're not going to be able to see because it fades out, but you can see the light of the trees. So that is all like 3865 DMC. This was where I was at. This was where I was at. So I probably had about 2,000 stitches in here before I started. Okay. And I decided when I pulled this out, because I kind of wanted to work on a full coverage piece, I decided when I pulled this out that I really wanted to do a stair step diagonal on this. So you can see I was doing the colors mostly across, but I wanted to do it so I could start stair stepping diagonally and just parking as I was going along. That's kind of what I wanted to do with this. So all right, then stay there. Stay there. This is in my Cardinal GaRon Tottenbags bag. I won the bag. I have the grime guard. I got the grime guard. I have the matching grime guard because I won the project bag, the grime guard of the month raffle from GaRon Tottenbags. So this is holding my 11 by 17. It's either an 8 by 11, no, 11 by 17. It's an 11 by 17 Q-snap, something like that. It's pretty big, but as you can see, I've made a ton of progress. And you can see all my park threads. So I am doing the stair step method. So you can see it looks like a set of stairs going down. I'm doing the stair step method, and I actually have a lot of progress. Because before, I only had like up here and across here. So I have filled in pretty much everything there. And all those threads are the parked threads. I'm kind of going, I'm parking by column. So I can do 100 stitch square. Each of these blue squares on here is 100 stitches. So my next square that I'm going to work on is up here. Then I'll do this next diagonal square and keep going all the way down the stairs and do it that way. I kind of wanted to try this, and it's actually working out marvelously well. So I think for all my full coverage pieces that I have going right now, I'm probably going to start pulling them out and working on them one by one to kind of get the same effect on all of them. And I have a feeling that that is what I'm going to be working on with my full coverage pieces. But you can see the trees are coming in. It's mostly pinks and 3865 right now. So yeah. One of the other things I'm doing with my projects, I keep all my flosses in floss away bags, and I have a big master tub that sits right next to my stitching chair that has all the master flosses in it. And I leave the floss bags on the rings, and I have been, with all my projects, I have been just accessing the floss colors as I need them on all the rings. I have a ring from 0 to 605, a ring from 606 to the 900s, and then a ring with the 3000 flosses on them. So all my works in progress flosses are on these 3 rings, and I'm finding that it's really hard for me to just pick up a project and go with it. So what I've been doing is I've been taking a lot of the greeting cards that my husband and I have received from friends and family, and I've been making floss drops. So you can see here, like here is a Christmas card that I used a hole punch and stuff to make floss drops. So I have a whole baggie of them sitting next to my stitching chair now, and I've just been pulling the flosses as I use them, putting them on floss drops and rings so I can put them with my kits. So here is all the pinks. These are all pinks. You're not going to be able to see that in the thing, but these are all pinks that are in the background of this blossom blade. So I've been kind of putting floss on floss drops so I can just drop it in the bag and have floss ready to go. If I need to just pick up a project to go somewhere, I have the floss ready to go. And I've been doing that with a lot of my projects lately, and I'm finding it's actually kind of really helpful, because then I don't have to dig out the entire floss ring for that, you know, like if it's in the 3000s, I don't have to dig out that entire floss ring and dig through a bunch of floss baggies for floss that I don't have. I have the floss for that project already right there. I can just pull it out, stick it next to where I'm working, and it's only the floss for that project. So that is what I'm doing. I really need to get some of those bobbins that people are using when they park. I need to get me some of those. So I can take my parked threads, like right here, and wind them on the bobbins to keep them from tangling. They're not really tangling too bad, but you know, keep the flosses at least looking a little nicer. I need to get me some of those little bobbins, but anyway, I put in about 17 or 1800 stitches on this, and I'm currently at 4583 of 151,650 stitches. So I'm just over 3% done. Just over 3% done on this. But yeah, it's pretty much going to go all the way over here. Yeah, it goes a little beyond the Q snap over here, but yeah, 11 by 17. And these are those little spool cover peels that people are using. So that is my Charting Creations Blossom Blade. That was my next project that I started on the 31st and carried over into this month. I've been having fun stitching on this. It's a full coverage piece, and I haven't worked on these large full coverage pieces in quite a while. So, and it's in my Cardinals GaRon Tottenbags. So the last piece that I have worked on, and the most recent piece, was for Semi-Sane Stitch 'em All Pursuit. One of the things was, and one of the subjects that we have to stitch on for the board game is animals. And so I picked back up my Animal Crossing stitch along project yesterday, because I needed to do a couple of stitches of 200. And let me show you where I was at. So where I was at when I first started stitching, and I also got bigger grime guards, or bigger so this was where I was at. So you can see I was working on the frame. I'd only gotten the frame done, and I'd only filled in the frame up to that area there. That little area there. And compared to that, here is where I got. So you can see I came all the way down the side. I came all the way down the side and around the bottom corner. All the way down the side and around the bottom corner. Put it in a bigger Q snap so I could stitch all the frame. So this Q snap should basically encompass everything that I need to completely stitch this. I just figured that there's a lot of for the animals on the Animal Crossing on here. All the Animal Crossing characters fit in these squares. There's a lot of partial stitches. I didn't want to do partial stitches and try and count partial stitches to do any of the animals in here. So I just figured I'd work on the island, because all the rest of the island, all the fill-in that I have left, except for the other grids over here and one more row up here, a lot of this is confetti, yellows and lime greens. I've got most of the confetti done here, and here. So the only thing I'm filling in is this color green. It's right here, and it's all whole stitches. It's easier to just whole stitch and fill in the frame. So I figured I'd work on at least trying to get the frame done for Sane Stitchers Pursuit. So that's part of my plan for the rest of the month, is to use this, Charting Creations Blossom Blade for some of the prompts in Stitchers Pursuit for Sane Stitchers, and as my Magical Stitches focus piece. So this is my Animal Kingdom, and that is all I have for the updates. Oof! I have a needle stuck to me. I think it came out of here. I don't know. It was stuck in my boob. Oh. Anyway, so those are my updates. All right. And I think that's kind of where I'm going to end it here. I was going to talk about a couple other things, like people I've been watching, like FlossTubes I've been watching and whatnot. One of the things I did want to bring up, I mentioned in my last video that we got the information for Camp Gotta Stitch, and Mom and I went and registered for Camp Gotta Stitch the Friday before Memorial Day weekend. We went and paid. We are going to the October weekend for Camp Gotta Stitch. It's Halloween weekend, and it's only on Saturday. It's basically overnight Saturday night. The hotel that it's at this year, it is not up in Amish country like I originally thought. You may have remembered in my last video I found out that it was actually here in town still. So we decided to only go for the Saturday night, because the hotel is 5 minutes from my house, and we can easily drive over there very early Saturday morning, check in, get checked into the hotel and stitch, and then come home on Sunday afternoon. So we are going to Camp Gotta Stitch the October weekend. I do not know if or when they will open up registration to the general public for Camp Gotta Stitch this year, because they are keeping attendance at 30 each weekend. There's one weekend in September and one weekend in October. And they have to keep attendance down to 30 each weekend. So my mom and I picked the October weekend. We wanted to get our registration in because I wasn't sure if they would fill up really fast, only accepting 30 people. They had 90 people on last year's Camp Gotta Stitch potential attendees, but they had to cancel Camp Gotta Stitch due to COVID, obviously. And Emily Van, the kind of coordinator for Camp Gotta Stitch for them, passed away in January, so they've had to scramble to get some information that they could for the registrants. And so yeah, it's been an interesting time, and I'm really happy that they decided to have it. But they also couldn't go to Amish country this year like they normally do, because the hotel up that way wasn't able to accommodate the group of people. And they're also trying to figure out, it's very shortened this year. They're probably not going to be able to do everything they have. It's only Saturday night and some stitching on Sunday. The shop is going to be open Sunday afternoon for the people attending camp. If they need to shop, they're going to open the shop after camp closes Sunday afternoon, so people can shop and get supplies and whatnot before they head home. But so the Camp Gotta Stitch is happening, but it's going to be limited, and I don't know if and when they'll open it up to the public. You can go to Cross My Heart's webpage or call the shop. I will put Cross My Heart's contact information below for you. So if you're interested in possibly getting on the wait list or finding out when they're going to open registration, if and when they'll open registration up to the public, you can contact them and get in touch with them. I would love to see you if you can come. If you're already on the list, hopefully you'll come the weekend in October. Mom and I are looking forward to it. Mom is coming. It's going to be her first camp. We're going to stay in the hotel that night, even though it's 5 minutes from our house. That way we give my husband a night off and, give him a break too. So it'll be a lot of fun. And hopefully, without Emily, it's going to be a little different, but we shall see. Hopefully Carol and Jenny and all the other ladies at Cross My Heart that are going to be working hard to get this kind of back off the ground can do a good job. And hopefully next year we'll be back at full capacity one weekend during the fall in Amish country, so everybody can be together instead of splitting up 2 weekends. But hopefully I'll get to see some people. One of the well-known people that comes to our camp is Vana, the Twisted Stitcher. She has been to the last 2 camps, cross-stitch camps, that I went to. And so it's been fun to meet her and talk with her and hang out. So I don't know if she'll be there this year. I don't know what her travel plans include. I know Amish country was kind of a big draw for everybody. It was kind of a big draw for me because, it was about an hour away. And so I would go up on Friday, stay Friday night and Saturday night. I paid extra to stay Sunday night so I could, come home on Monday. So it was a nice little long extended weekend away from my husband and, just kind of get me out of his hair. And it was up in Amish country, so I got to kind of, see some stuff that, you don't always see down here in Columbus. But it's a little shortened this year, so I'm still looking forward to just getting out and stitching. Staying in a hotel room. Oh my goodness. It's been a while since I've stayed in a hotel. Well, actually since January of last year when I went on that ghost hunt down in Marietta. It's been a little bit since I stayed in a hotel. No, actually we went to the infirmary last year. Did we stay in a hotel or I think we drove home. I think we drove back home. I don't remember. I think we drove back home. Because it was only like an hour drive from home. But anyway, so Camp Gotta Stitch is happening when we're going in October. So sorry about this being so long, you guys. Hopefully you got some information out of this. And hopefully I'll have some more updates. I'll have some more updates on full coverage. Maybe I'll get to doing a diamond painting video. I really need to do a diamond painting video because I haven't done one. But I also haven't diamond painted in a couple of months since I started the birthday diamond painting that I started in March. I haven't diamond painted since March. Been doing a couple other things. And I have some other things going on that I'd like to get involved with a little bit more that I haven't been involved with in a couple of years, plus work starting and everything like that. Cicadas around here are noisy as all heck, you guys. You guys have probably been hearing about the Brood 10 or Brood X cicadas that have coming out. We have had a crap ton of cicadas. I took a couple of pictures a couple weeks ago. Probably about 2 weeks ago. No, it was May 27th. May 27th. It's about 2 weeks ago. Took some pictures. So, these things here on the ground. This is a tree in our front yard. Those are all the cicada carcasses. Because, they come out and then they break out of their shells. So they emerge with their wings. But they break out of their shells. Those are all cicada carcasses at the base of one of our trees. Let's see if I can show you some more. Beep, beep, beep. Do I have any more? No. Alright. So if you've never seen a cicada, this was a cicada that was inside our house that I took outside. He's a big one. They're about the size of your thumb. give or take. Let's see. Here's one on a tree that hasn't come out of his original shell yet. He doesn't have his wings yet. That's on our tree out front. Here's a cicada in the grass that I took. So yeah, we've had like billions and billions of cicadas around, and they're really noisy. They are so noisy. It's crazy. It's crazy noisy. Like in the middle of the day, I mean, the sound is deafening. It's really crazy. I don't have any sound of it. Oh, so this is a newly merging cicada that has just come out of his shell. His wings haven't grown, and he hasn't. His exoskeleton is not the dark black. So this was taken at night using a flash. This was on the street. So you just heard my mom. She got excited about something. Yeah. So anyway, the cicadas are really noisy around here. They'll probably be around for another couple of weeks. They usually last about a month to 6 weeks. So, you know, in another couple of weeks, they'll probably be going away. They started emerging about 2 weeks ago. So they usually last about a month, maybe 6 weeks. So probably by beginning of July, they'll probably be all gone. But they're really noisy, and there's a lot of them. You could tell by the tree. And they smell like when their bodies die and rot. It smells like dead fish. So it's going to be like kind of stinky around here. And that's just one tree. That picture was just from one tree, and we've got trees. So yeah, that's just one tree. Yeah, trees. And their carcasses and carapaces are everywhere. We had them on the house. They'd come out of their shell, grow their wings and leave, and their shell would be hanging on the side of the house. Thousands of them, side of the house. So yeah, I mean, we've been kind of brushing them off the house and, whatnot. I mowed a bunch of them over last weekend when I mowed the yard. A couple thousand of them probably. I killed with the lawnmower. But yeah, they're noisy. They don't harm the trees or anything, but animals love them. So yeah, they're not really a nuisance. They just make a lot of noise, and they fly up into the leaves, lay their eggs on the leaves fall. The larvae dig into the ground where they stay for 13 years or 17 years. These are 17-year cicadas. Anyway, I've kind of talked a lot about nothing in this video. But anyway, I hope you got some inspiration on some things you can get and everything like that. And hopefully sometime soon I will have another update video where I will be showing you hopefully some more full coverage pieces and some more WIPGO finishes and whatnot. Hopefully you've got some inspiration. Hopefully I've enabled you to spend a little money or to just reach out and talk to somebody. Happy Pride if you're so inclined to celebrate, and if you're part of the community. Hopefully you have the support you need. I will be there for you if in any way I can. And we'll talk to you soon. Till my next video, you guys, keep on keeping on, because that's all we can really do. And happy stitching, everybody. Bye.